But first at 5, Derek Chauvin sitting behind bars guilty of killing George Floyd. Chauvin will spend the next 8 weeks at a maximum security prison while he awaits sentencing. And while many continue to celebrate the verdict, others say there is still a lot of work to be done.
CBS 46's Haley Mason is live in Atlanta tonight. And Haley, some of the central figures in this trial, well, they live right here in Atlanta.
Tracy, Atlanta is not only the home of the civil rights movement, it is also home to some of the attorneys that have helped shape justice in cases all across our country, including that for George Floyd. We're live outside the offices of Chris Stewart and Justin Miller, where their downtown legal team has helped spawn this racial justice movement.
Find the defendant guilty.
As a Minneapolis jury rendered 3 guilty verdicts against former officer Derek Chauvin in the murder of George Floyd, his family's legal team saw a new outlook on justice coming to fruition.
It's almost like you're still in a dream. It's a sense of relief, not just for the Floyd family, but for the entire country.
Like so many around the country who protested for prosecution, these Atlanta-based attorneys helped fight for it. They too were almost shocked to see it finally happen.
We were all nervous up until that moment when the judge read that verdict.
Attorneys Chris Stewart, Justin Miller, Benjamin Crump, and a host of other lawyers celebrated with Floyd's family as the verdict was read. The legal teams have become the civil rights and racial justice advocates in some of the country's most contentious cases of policing and racial discrimination.
Yeah, what you really got to see, I guess, from that video was how hungry and desperate Black people are for justice in these cases, and how shocking it is for things to happen the way they're supposed to happen, the way that the system is supposed to work. You're supposed to go to jail when you kill somebody without the entire world having to have your back and fight for you.
From their Atlanta offices, Stewart and Miller have helped represent families from Walter Scott's in South Carolina to Ahmaud Arbery's in Brunswick to Rayshard Brooks in Atlanta. They say coming from the cradle of the civil rights movement, this work is an obligation and a responsibility.
There are a lot of people who are not Black who have started to see what we're going through and see what the police are doing and see how it's affecting, their neighbors. And they don't like it either. So I think that is why it's a starting point now. This is the first time we've ever seen this, and hopefully we keep that momentum going.
And I did ask them about the Rayshard Brooks case here in Atlanta. Right now, there is no trial date set, but they are hoping that this case for George Floyd will be the beginning of real change in the cases that they work all across the country, representing real families and real communities. Reporting live in downtown Atlanta, Haley Mason, CBS 46 News.
One of many milestone cases for them. Haley, thank you. Now,